All righty. Okie dokie. Well, a couple points I want to make with our other virtual classes. Usually I can see the participants. In this particular instance, I cannot see you all. So if I can't tell if you're able to follow the instructions or you're able to keep up. So I'm just going to, conduct the class as best I can. I'll try and pace it so it's not crazy fast. And like I said, I can't really see like I normally would if you're understanding the instructions. So I hope I don't lose you. Okay, just a little bit about our Get Active classes here. So some of you have heard this spiel before. Both Ayatoni and myself are both ACSM, which stands for American College of Sports Medicine. We're both ACSM certified exercise physiologist. And basically it's a kind of a fancy word for a personal trainer. It's kind of a notch above a personal trainer, and that we have a little bit more experience with clinical conditions. And some of the ACSM guidelines that I wanted to mention are that and these guidelines are also similar to the guidelines laid out by the CDC in terms of your level of physical activity you should be getting a week. But ideally, you should be shooting for a minimum of 150 minutes of moderate physical activity a week. So what does that look like? Ideally, it might be 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And you don't have to necessarily do all 30 minutes at one time. You could do a 10-minute walk in the morning, 10-minute jog or something like that, midday, another 10-minute walk in the evening or something like that. So 30 minutes of moderate physical activity where you're getting your heart rate up just a little bit, but you're maybe still able to carry on a conversation. And the other thing is, ideally 2 days a week, you should be getting some sort of strength training or some kind of weightlifting, and it could be body weightlifting. So you should try and work all major muscle groups at least 2 days a week. And then you should also be stretching a couple days out of the week as well. So the exercise that I will be doing today, it will combine cardiovascular exercises or aerobic exercises with strength training exercises. Essentially, a 10-minute workout, and rather than counting reps, what we'll do is we're going to count seconds. So we'll be working for about 30 to 40 seconds, and then we'll be resting for about 20 to 30 seconds. And so don't worry about keeping up with me. Don't worry about moving at my speed. Move at a speed that's comfortable for you, and we want to stay safe too. One of my favorite mottos is no pain, no pain. Okay, you've heard the motto, no pain, no gain. My personal motto is no pain, no pain. What does that mean? Something hurts, stop it. Just don't do it. Don't try and power through. If you find your technique or form is beginning to deteriorate partway through the exercise, it's better to sort of keep on the safe side, stick with the good form. When your form begins to deteriorate because of fatigue, it's okay to take a longer break. Don't feel like you got to last all 40 seconds with all these exercises. And I think that's about all I got to say. So our workout today is going to consist of 10 exercises. It's essentially a 10-minute workout, but if we repeat it, like what we're going to do, we can easily turn that into a 20-minute workout or a 30-minute workout. We'll probably just repeat the sequence twice. So there'll be 10 exercises. Again, we'll be doing 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 20 seconds rest. And if you need to take a break before the 40 seconds is up, by all means do so. I got to do one quick adjustment to my time clock over here so I can keep up to the, so I know we're going here. All right, let's just start. We're going to start with a little bit of a warm up here, and we're going to start slow and smooth and gentle. And then as we progress, we'll begin to take it up a notch. Okay, so we're going to just start marching in place here. And notice I'm just lifting those knees nice and high. Got a little arm swing going on here. Not fast and furious, but I want to think big, right? I want to think lots of range of motion. Start off nice and easy here. All right, and then we're going to take that basically into kind of a light jog. So I'm going to get up on the balls of the feet. Again, not super fast and furious, just kind of light and bouncy. Up on the balls of the feet, I'm still maintaining that arm swing. And again, I need to make another quick adjustment to the computer here. Something popped up there that I don't really want to look at. You can see my notes. All right. Back to just kind of jogging in place. Moving just a little bit faster, getting a little bit more, the heart rate up just a little bit quicker. Getting that blood circulating, that heart and lungs pumping. All right, I call this baby squats with big arm swings. I put up a little bit of bend in knees and the hips, lots of swing in the arms. Start warming up those knee and hip joints and shoulder joints a little bit. All right, I'm gonna keep doing the same movement with the arms. I'm just gonna add a little side step with the feet. So I'm gonna step a little to the right, step a little to the left, just kind of pushing off, putting a little dip in the middle there, a little bend the knees and the hip in the middle. Just adding a little lateral motion to that. One point I meant to make at the start is it's a good idea to check your environment, make sure there's nothing laying around on the floor that you can trip over or turn the ankle on. All right, I'm gonna keep moving the feet the same way. I'm just gonna change my arm movement a little bit. So now I'm gonna change that to sort of more of a horizontal crisscross pattern, and notice I'm alternating which arm is on top. All right, still moving the feet. I'm gonna change my arm movement. So I'm gonna do one big overhead arm sweep. I'm gonna slow the movement down a little bit, but I'm gonna keep it nice and big. Okay, so again, not fast and furious, just think big. I'm still shifting that weight from side to side, working on a little bit more range of motion in that arm and shoulder socket. All right, now I'm gonna reach across the body with the right arm to the left, and then reach across the body with the left arm to the right. So reaching right arm to the left arm to the right, back and forth. So I'm getting a little more trunk rotation in here. So I'm starting to work that midsection a little bit more. Okay, I'm still moving those feet, still shifting that body weight. All right, I'm gonna go 2 to the left, 1 and 2, and reach 2 times to the right, 1 and 2. 2 to the left, 1 and 2. 2 to the right, 1 and 2. 2 left, 1 and 2. Notice I'm kind of spreading those fingers out while I'm at it, flexing and working, stretching those hand joints, finger joints. Get 2 more to the right. All right, now I'm gonna go 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 to the left. So 1 and 2. Now 1 to the right, 1 to the left, 2 to the right, 1 and 2. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 to the left, 1 and 2. 1 to the right, 1 to the left, and 2 to the right, 1 and 2. I'm gonna change the movement again. So now I'm gonna do just a good old trunk twister. Again, I'm still moving those feet. You know, so I'm transferring away from foot to foot, letting that back heel come up, letting it spin a little bit. And the real movement here is in the spinal column. So you can see my hips turn a little bit, maybe 45 degrees each direction. But if you look at my shoulder girdle, that's turning more like 120 degrees in each direction. So I'm getting a lot more rotation in the upper body here. It means I'm working those core muscles, it means I'm stretching those intervertebral discs. Okay, so giving the spine, the core, good little workout here, good little warm up. And pause. All right, next up is hip circles. So feet maybe somewhere between hips distance, shoulder distance apart. And I'm just gonna swivel those hips around in big circles. We'll go about a dozen in each direction. So I'm going clockwise here to start. And then I'm going to put on the brakes here, and I change those hip circles in the other direction. And good enough. All right, leg circles. So I'm going to be taking one leg up at a time. Now, if you feel like you want to hold on something for a balance, you can grab hold of your chair. Basically, I'm going to be taking a leg up, swinging it out to the side and putting it down, bringing it up, swinging it out to the side and putting it down. If you're okay with balancing, I'm going to take that leg up, out to the side and down. Pick it up, to the side and down. So we'll circle a few times in this direction, and then I'm going to change the direction of those leg circles in just a second. All right, I'm going to change the direction of that circle. So now I'm going to take the leg backward first, up and out to the side and forward. As I'm kind of swinging over that leg over a bicycle. If you're equestrian, maybe you're swinging your leg over your saddle there. You can bring it up to backward, out to the side, forward and down. Back, out, forward, and down. All right, one more for the leg and hips here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab hold of my chair here. I'm gonna do some leg swings. So hands to the corners of the chair. Start with that right leg, and I'm just gonna swing that leg from side to side. Nice and loose. Now, if you want to challenge the balance, again, not for everybody, challenge by choice, as I like to say. If you want to try and balance, you can free your arms from that chair, and I'm going to swing my arms in the opposite direction of that leg. But do keep that chair handy just in case we need it. And be careful, of course, you don't kick the chair. Like I just did. All right. Now, again, I'm going to turn to my side. I'm going to take that same leg, and I'm going to swing it forward and backward. I'm going to swing my opposite arm with that leg. And again, if you feel comfortable doing this, you want to try working on challenging the balance. I'm going to swing the other arm in the opposite direction. All right, I'm going to go ahead and change legs now. Leg number 2, again, side to side. Nice, slow, smooth, easy. Again, remember to be gentle with your body. And again, if you want to work on the balance, I'm going to free those arms and take the arms in the opposite direction of the leg. And then I'm going to take that same leg and swing it forward and backward. And again, I'm going to move the opposite arm with that leg. And again, if you want to challenge the balance, the other arm goes in the opposite direction. All right, and relax. That's enough of that. We're going to just do a couple things for the neck and shoulders before we really jump into the meat of the program. So I'm going to start with some shoulder. Actually, we'll start with the neck. Okay, so it's important when we go to stretch our neck that our neck doesn't look something like this, right? We want to make sure we really posture up. We want to straighten the back. We want to lift the chest. And also I'm kind of lifting the back of the head up a little bit more than the front of the head. So my neck's nice and long, starting in that nice long position. First thing I do is neck flexion and extension. So as I exhale, I'm going to gently pull my chin down to my chest. As I inhale, I'm going to gently look up. And again, exhale slowly down. Inhale, slowly looking up. And again, down. And up. And down. And up. And let's return to neutral. Now we're going to be rotating our head and looking right and left. So I'm going to exhale, slowly look to the right. Inhale and come back to center. Exhale, slowly look to the left. Inhale and back to center. And again, right. And center. And to the left. And center. And again, let's look to the right. And back. And to the left. And back. And let's go one more right. And return. And one more to the left. And back to center. All right, lateral flexion. I'm going to be tilting my head toward one shoulder. So I'm going to exhale, gently tilt my right ear a little bit toward my right shoulder. Inhale and back on up. Exhale, gently tilting that head toward the left shoulder. And back on up we come. And again, to the right. And up. To the left. And up we come. Let's go one more right. And back on up. And let's go one more to the left. And back to neutral. Let's do a couple shoulder rolls here, and then be ready for the meat of our program. So we're going to roll those shoulders forward, bring them up, take them back, bring them down. So forward, up, back, and down. Again, think slow and smooth rather than fast and jerky. Up, back and down. Again, forward, up, back and down. I'm going to add the elbows to that. So I'm going to go forward, up, pull them way back, bring them down, and forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, down. One more, forward, up, back, and down. I'm going to change the direction of that. Same idea. I'm just going to move the shoulder blades to start with. So I'm going to go backward first, then up, forward, and down. And back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, and down, back, up, forward, and down. I'm going to add those elbows back, up, forward, and down, and back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. One more, back, up, forward, and down. All right, that concludes the warm-up. That means this is a good time to take a little sip of water, rehydrate. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Get me a little drink of water here before we get into the main event. All righty, so weights are optional in all of these exercises, okay? So if you don't want to use the dumbbells, you can just use your body weight. Our first exercise is going to be a squat. There's a couple things I want to point out to you, and you can just do a body weight squat. You don't have to add weights to that. Matter of fact, I think we're going to do this whole series twice, so I think the first time I'm just going to do a body weight squat, and I think I'll add the weights the second time we go through the sequence. So in my squat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach my arms forward. I'm going to push my hips back. Notice I push my hips back rather than my knees forward. Now I got my chair down here, not so much to sit in and get comfortable, but it's kind of a target. I want to try and get my buttocks as low as the chair. And if you're not getting your buttocks down to the chair, that's quite all right. Just go as low as it's comfortable, okay? And again, the idea is we're going to do these exercises somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 40 seconds. Again, if that seems a little long to you, don't feel like you got to go the whole 40 seconds. Take a little bit longer break. Okay, I'm watching my stopwatch over here. I'm going to let that get down to the minute hand. So we got 20 seconds to go. So feet are about hips distance to shoulder distance apart. It's important that you keep your eyes and your chest up. You don't want to look down and round your back. All right, so posture up. We're starting in 3, 2, and 1. So you're going to reach those arms forward, push those hips back. Maybe you touch that backside to the chair. Maybe you don't. And then just stand on up and you can lower the arms. I'm reaching out, sitting back, touch, and up we come. Now make sure your chair is where your backside's going to land on it. You don't want your chair to think it's one place and be someplace else, and you miss the chair and land up falling over backwards. We definitely want to avoid that. All right, we're already 20 seconds in, 20 more seconds to go. We're reaching, touching, standing up, lowering the arms. And again, back with the hips, forward with the arms, up we come, and up. And again. All right, we got time for about one more. Back, touch, and on up. Okay, well, you guys are resting 20 seconds. I'm going to demonstrate our next exercise here. It's going to be a push-up, chest press. I'm going to have my hands on the chair. I'm going to bring one leg forward. Again, just to make sure that chair doesn't go anywhere, and also to make sure if I get down lower down here and have a hard time getting back up with just my arm strength, I'm going to push with that leg. All right, clock starts now. We're down, and we're up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Now notice I want to keep my shoulder blades pulled down away from my ears. I don't want my shoulder blades hiking up like this. I call that the vulture shoulders. I want to keep those shoulder blades down. And I'm only letting my elbows move away from my body at about a 45-degree angle. All right, we're already 20 seconds in. 20 more seconds to go. Ten more seconds. Inhale as I lower down. Exhale as I push up. We got time for one more. And done with that one. All right, well, you guys are resting. And while you're resting, it's a good idea to just kind of, we'll call this active recovery. Just kind of stay moving by just kind of marching in place. Our next exercise is what I call a mountain climber. We're just basically bringing an elbow or knee up to the elbow. I try and bring it up there as nice as high as you can. All right, we're going in 3, 2, and 1. Clock starts now. 40 seconds of mountain climbers. Knee up and down, up and down. Alternating legs. I try and bring that knee up as high as I can. I'm also trying to keep my body in a fairly straight plank. In other words, I don't want my buttocks way back here. I want to keep my hips in line with my ankles and my shoulders. And it's almost like just doing a high march in place, only just leaning into it a little bit more. So your core has to work a little bit more. Your chest and shoulders have to work a little bit more. All right. Only 10 seconds to go. All right, and time. Okay, so again, it's important we make sure our chair is stabilized. Our next exercise is somewhat similar in that we're going to be leaning on our chair like this. It's called a plank row, and I'm just going to be bringing one arm up to the body, slowly shifting my weight from side to side. All right, we're going in 3, 2, and 1. So I'm going to bring that right arm up and back down to the chair, and left arm up. Okay, the asymmetry of the exercise is going to, again, force you to work those core muscles a little differently, particularly what the muscles we call the obliques. And again, I'm trying to keep that body in a nice straight plank. Just a few more seconds here, about 15 more seconds. I got time for one more each side. And done with that one. All right. Okay. Again, you're active recovering, marching in place while I demonstrate the next exercise. Next exercise is a step back lunge. First go through, I'm just not going to use any weight. Second time through, I will use a weight. So I'm going to step a foot back, lower down, up, and then feet together and changing legs back, down, up, and together. Okay. So you can try freeing the hands, work on the balance, or you can keep your hands on the chair the whole time. I'm going to go and place my hands on my hips, but I'm going to keep that chair nice and close. So I'm stepping the left foot back, lower down, bring yourself up, feet together, changing legs, right foot back, down, up, together, left foot back, down, up, together, right foot back, down, up, together. Keep it rolling, alternating sides, up, together. And so also try to keep your torso more or less upright here. So I don't want to be leaning over that front leg. I'm going to go one more each leg. All right, and done with that one. Oh, okay, the next one is a modified burpee. Some of you might be familiar with this exercise, and we might take a little longer break here while I demonstrate this exercise. Okay, the classic burpee, you take your hands all the way down to the floor, you jump back, you might even put a push-up in there, you would jump forward, you'd stand up, and then you would jump. Here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna bend over, put our hands on the chair, and step one foot back, then the other, and then the feet forward, the stand up, reach up, and if you feel so inclined, you can put a little hop in there. Okay, totally optional. All right, I'm gonna give you 10 more seconds before we start this one. So again, we go down, step back, step forward, stand up, reach up, and maybe we add a little jump to that. All right, and clock starts now. So I'm reaching up, bending forward, hands to the chair, step both feet back, both feet forward, stand up, reach up, little hop if you feel inclined. I'm going to lead with the opposite leg this time. So now I'm leading with the right leg, stand up, reach up, little hop. And now I'm back to leading with the left leg. So it's like now leading with the right. So I'm like stepping back into a plank pose and then stepping forward. And forward and up. I think I got time for 2 more. Down, back, forward, and up. Stepping back, forward, and up. All right, that'll probably be a sufficient dose of that one for now. All right, this next one's kind of tricky. It requires a little balance. Okay, this is the one leg Romanian deadlift. Okay, so classic Romanian deadlift, you'd have hold on to a barbell or dumbbells with both hands, and you'd bend forward and you'd stand up like that and do a little hip hinge. What we're going to do is we'll do it standing on one leg. So I'm going to have a weight in my left hand. I'm going to bring all of my weight into my right leg. And I got a little bit of a bend in that knee. And I am definitely going to keep my chair handy for this. All right. Just watch for the time being. All right. So I'm going to hinge forward from the hips. Okay. The weight only goes darn so far as the back leg can come up. And what I don't want to do is round my back. I'm balancing on one leg. I'm going to keep that hand on the chair for a few reps. But if things are going well, I might just hold on with a couple fingers. Things are going really well, I might just float that hand off the chair altogether. Again, that's entirely up to you. All right, let's give it a few more seconds here before we actually start. That again, that was just a demonstration. Okay, prepare. Okay, weight in the left hand, all the weight in the right foot. Right hand's going to be on that chair. All right, hinge forward from the hips, down we come, leg back, leg floats up, and then on up we come. Again, we're hinging, bending, couple just holding onto the chair nice and firmly. Excuse me. Now I'm going to try just holding on with a finger or two. And if things are going exceptionally well, I might just try floating that hand off the chair altogether, but I'm keeping it really handy. I'm going to make sure it's there. It's always there if I need it. How about one more of those? And done with that side. All right, let's move on to side number 2. So I'm going to have that chair now so I can grab it with my left hand. Again, all my weight's going to be in my left leg. I'm going to float that right foot up. Weight is in the right hand. All right, once again, hinging forward from the hips. Down I come, and then back on up I come. Now, if I don't have to do a little toe tap in there between reps, I won't take it. But if you need it, just take that toe down and regain your balance and then start again. And again, try just holding onto the chair lightly. And then you might even try just floating the hand off the chair altogether, but keep it nice and handy. And how about one more? And done with those. All right, so the next couple of exercises don't need any equipment. Okay, these are geared more toward just kind of getting the heart rate up. A couple of cardiovascular exercises. Next one's called a skater. You better make sure you got plenty of room because it's going to involve skating from side to side. Okay, so notice lots of arm swing. I push off. I try to cover some lateral ground. All right, we're going to start that clock in 3, 2, and 1. Take off. So pushing off. Notice one arm goes forward, one arm goes back. Trying to cover some lateral ground. And again, feel free to move at your speed. You might want to move a little slower than this. You might want to move a little faster. I'll leave that up to you. I'm going to take it at a nice moderate pace here. Ten more seconds. And time. All right. Only 2 more exercises left in our circuit. Next one's just going to be a high knee sprint. You can make it kind of a high knee jog. Well, we'll be varying the tempo. So we'll start off at 1 speed, and then maybe I'll go a little faster, then I'll go a little slower again, then I'll go a little faster again, a little slower again. You get the idea. All right, we're going in 3, 2, and 1. So I'm just going to take off. Just want to try and lift those knees up kind of high. If you need to take the impact out of it, because maybe you've got injuries in your back, ankle, knees, etc., just take the impact out and just do a high knee march like this. Otherwise, I'm going to make that more of a run. All right, for 5 seconds, I'm going to move a little faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to a little slower. And a little faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A little slower. And one more, a little faster. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done with that one. All right, last exercise in our circuit. We'll be doing a side plank. So again, just to reiterate, it's real important. Your chair is stabilized. Either it's really sticky to the floor or you've got it up against the wall or a heavy piece of furniture. So basically, I'm going to step away from that chair a little bit and lean into it. And I'm going to take this arm on up, and we're going to hold that for 20 seconds. I'm going to give you a few seconds to get ready. Okay. So hand to chair, right hand to the chair. Step out a little bit, lean in that chair. We'll take the left arm on up, and we're going to hold and breathe. Nice deep breaths. So you should feel this underside of your torso working a little bit here. And relax. We're going to head around to side 2. You don't have to turn your chair around. I'm just turning mine around so you can see me. All right. Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step out a little bit, lean into that chair. Other arm comes up. And breathe. Nice deep breaths. And time. All right, we're going to take a little longer break than usual here. Instead of 20 seconds or 20 or 30 seconds, I'm going to give you a good full minute. Again, another good opportunity to go and take a drink. Hydrate. If you're breaking a sweat, towel off. And we're going to go back to the top, starting with the squats. Still got a good 45 seconds of break left. Take advantage of it. Okay, so some of these exercises that I didn't use weights the first time, I'm going to go ahead and add a little weight. Again, entirely optional. Okay, challenge by choice, as I like to say. If you want to work a little bit harder, grab your weights, grab your soup cans, whatever you might have. Maybe you got a small dog or a small child running around there somewhere. You can pick that up, add a little extra weight to your body there. All right, we still got 20 seconds to go. So again, for my squat, I'm going to have my chair back there as a target. Feet are in the neighborhood of about hips distance to shoulder width apart. Maybe the toes turn out slightly. It is kind of important you keep your knees aligned with your middle toe. So you don't want to buckle your knees inward or outward. You want to aim those knees toward your middle toe. All right, we're going to 3, 2, and 1. Chest is up, shoulders are back, pushing those hips back. Light touch, stand on up. And again, hips back, chest up, up we go. And again, we're shooting for 40 seconds. If we need to take a break before then, by all means do so. And make sure you posture all the way up all the time. When I mean by posture up, get full extension of your knees and hips and back nice and straight, chest well lifted. All right, only 10 more seconds. And time. All right, next up, we're back to push-ups. I'll set my weights down for that. Again, I'll be back to using my chair. Hands are going to be on back corners of the chair. Okay, still got a few more seconds of rest here. All right, hands to the chair. One leg steps forward, one leg steps back. Inhale as you lower down. Exhale as you push up strong. And again, try to use as much of your upper body and as little of your lower body as is needed to get yourself up there. This one's mainly for the chest, shoulders, triceps. 20 seconds down, 20 seconds to go. Ten more seconds. We got time for one more. And done with the push-ups. All right, next up is our mountain climbers. Again, that's where we have our hands on chair, kind of in that push-up position again, only we're taking one knee up toward the elbow. All right, you still got 10 seconds of rest. Take advantage of it. Hopefully you're marching in place there, that active recovery we talked about. All right, we're going in 3, 2, 1. Hands to the chair, body in a plank position. One knee up to the elbow and down and alternate. Other knee up and down. Straight up and down. Try and lift that knee as high as you can. If you can make contact with that knee to the elbow, by all means, go for it. 20 seconds down, 20 to go. Just a few more seconds. How about one more each leg? Boom. And done. All right, next up is our reverse lunge. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little weight to this one too. Again, if you're not feeling comfortable with trying to balance in this one, just keep your hands free and the weight on the chair. This time I'll be stepping back. Again, keeping the torso upright. I lower it down. I come up, bring the feet together, and then change sides. All right, clock starts now. So left foot back. Down we go. Up we come. Feet together. Right foot back. Down, up, feet together. Left foot back. Down, up, together, right foot back, down, up, together, halfway there, left foot back, down, up, together, right foot back, down, up, together, left foot back, down, up, together, right foot back, down, up, together, and that's enough of that. All right, weights are down. Okay, next up is we're back to our plank row. That's we're back in our plank position. I'm just taking one arm up at a time. Okay, typically you do that in a push-up position with your hands on the floor and a dumbbell in each hand, but we're just going to simplify matters and use the chair. All right, so we're going in 3, 2, and 1. Once again, back to my plank pose. Nice straight line, but practice picking up one arm at a time as if I'm pulling a dumbbell in toward my rib cage. Back and forth. Again, really working the core on this one. It's an asymmetric exercise, so it's going to make those core muscles work a little bit differently from side to side. And a lot differently than you would just do if you were just doing a straight plank with both hands on the floor. Well, only 10 more seconds. How about one more with that second arm and time? All right, next up is burpees. 20 seconds rest, actually 15 now. This is where we go down, we step back, we come forward, we stand up, reach up, and maybe you put a little hop in there, maybe you don't. All right, going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I'm reaching up, reaching down, hands to the chair, stepping the foot back, both feet forward, stand up, reach up, maybe a little hop. I'm gonna lead with the opposite leg, hands down, feet are back, feet are forward, reaching up, a little hop. Again, I'm alternating which leg I'm leading with. And we got just a few more seconds here. Probably got time for 2 more. All right, how about one more? And time. All righty. Okay, back to one arm, one leg, Romanian deadlifts. Again, I'm gonna have my chair handy there. Again, you don't have to move your furniture. I'm just doing it so you can get a good view of what I'm doing here. So again, I'm gonna have the weight now in my left hand. My left foot's gonna come off the floor. All my weight's in my right knee, and I got a little bend in that right knee. Okay, hand to the chair. We're hinging forward, and then up we come. And again, just hold on for the first couple. See how the balance is doing. And try just a couple fingertips to the chair. See how that goes. Things are going exceptionally well. You might just try liberating that hand from the chair altogether, but keep it close to the chair so you can reach out and grab it if need be. Let's go one more this leg. All right, and we're going to go ahead and change sides. I'm just going to move that over here so you can see me a little better. All right, so I got the weight in the right hand. Right foot's coming off the floor. Slight bend in the left knee. All right, make sure you keep that back nice and straight. We're hinging, down we come, and then up we come. I'm just going to go ahead and use that hand on the chair for the first few reps. See what that feels like. Feels pretty good. I'm going to loosen my grip a little bit. Just hold on with a couple fingers. And then I'm going to just try hovering that hand off the chair all together. How about one more for good measure there? All right, and done with that. Okay, great news, folks. We only got 3 exercises left. We're on the home stretch. All right, we're back to our skaters. Our skaters, as you recall, is this movement here, pushing off, trying to cover some lateral ground. I'll give you a little longer break this go round. All right, it's time for our skaters. Let's go ahead and shove off and try to cover some lateral ground. Push off strong. This really works those outer hips. And notice the arm swing. I got one arm going forward, one arm going back. Just imagine yourself as one of those speed skaters in the Olympics. All righty, and time. All right, only 2 more exercises. Next up is our high knee sprint. Let's give you a good 20, 30-second time out here. Active recovery, just kind of slowly marching in time here. Marching in place. We're going to pick it up for our high knee sprint, though. We're going to lift those legs nice and high. All right, get ready to kick it into gear, folks. Okay, last 2 exercises going in 3, 2, 1. And you're either marching in place with high knees to avoid the impact, or you're getting those feet up off the floor, churning those legs, churning those arms. And again, I will be changing the speed here and there. I'm going to go a little faster for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to slowing it down, putting it back in 2nd gear. Take it back up to 3rd or 4th gear for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. All right. Back to 4th gear for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now 5th gear. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Woo! Very googly moogly, folks. Yes, I'm breathing hard. I know you are too. Yes, I'm sweating. I know you are too. All right, last final exercise. We got 2 side planks. Side plank left, side plank right. Take a few more breaths, a few more seconds to catch our breath here. All right, let's get ready for that side plank. We're going to do 30 seconds each direction. So again, I'm hand on the chair. I'm going to walk my feet out a little bit, lean into that chair. Again, I'll try to get my body in a straight line. I'm going to take the arm on up, and we're shooting for 30. Again, if you feel like you're about to collapse, by all means, just come out of the pose. You don't have to sit there and hold it. Just enjoy some nice deep breaths while you're here. Just a few more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Let's take 10 seconds to transition. Let's get the chair, but you don't have to move your furniture. I just want to make sure you can see me. All right, we're going and walking those feet out a little bit, leaning into it, and then taking the arm on up. All right, 30 more seconds, folks, and then we are done with the hard part. Ten, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, hard part is over, folks. All right, we can set our weights to the side, wash our hands of those, take a little time to do a little cool down stretch. I'm just going to kind of now slow motion kind of marching in place here. Just letting that heart rate, respiration rate gradually return its way back to somewhat normal. Might take a few minutes for it to get all the way back to normal. We're just going to kind of ease it on down. And I'll take you through a few stretches here. All right, let's go start with our shoulders and work our way down. So I'm going to stretch that right arm directly out in front of me. I'm going to bring that right arm across my chest. With my left arm, I'm going to reach underneath and hug it in a little closer here. Should feel a nice stretch in those deltoid muscles, shoulder muscles there. And release. So let's take that other arm. We're going to push it on out, bring it across. Other arm reaches underneath. We're going to hug it in nice and tight. All right, next one's for the triceps. So I'm going to take that right arm and stretch it straight up toward the ceiling. And I'm going to bend that elbow and reach behind my head and neck. With the other hand, if you can grab the elbow, grab the elbow. If that is not accessible to you, then grab the hand, and I'm going to pull that arm just a little bit farther behind my head, and then I'm going to bring my head back up and push against that arm so I get a nice stretch in that tricep, maybe even down into the lat a little bit. And side 2. All right, so stretching the left arm up. Again, bending the elbow, reach behind the head and neck. Right hand pulls the left arm back a little bit first. Again, if you can't reach the elbow, just grab hold of that hand and pull it back a little bit. Bring the head back up, push against that arm. And release. This one's for the bicep and forearm and hands and fingers. So I'm going to take my right arm, I'm going to externally rotate it. I'm going to straighten the elbow, and then I'm going to use the left hand to gently grab those fingers and pull them back just a little further. So I should feel a nice stretch all the way down the interior of the arm there. And arm number 2. So left arm, I turn it out. Again, straighten the elbow. Right hand's going to grab those left fingers and gently pull them back a little bit till you'll feel a nice stretch on the inside of that arm. All right, this one's for the chest. So I'm going to interlace my fingers behind my back, or grab your hands or wrists behind your back. And then I'm going to pull those shoulders back to open up the chest. And release. All right, the last couple of stretches are going to be for our legs. I'm going to go ahead and have a sit for these. We're going to stretch out the hamstrings. Now, it's important I get right up on the front edge of my chair. I'm going to take the right leg straight. Now, you can see if I push back a little bit, that's going to force a buckle in this knee. I'd rather have that knee nice and straight, so I want to make sure I get right up on the front edge of that chair. You can see the knee is fully extended, but look at the ankle. I'm going to pull that toe back toward its own kneecap. It's going to give you a nicer stretch throughout the entire back of the leg. Okay, lifting from the chest, try and hinge from the hips rather than slouching in your back, and just slide your hand down that leg any amount comfortable until you feel a nice stretch throughout the back of that leg. And continue to enjoy some nice deep breaths through your nose. And on up we come. Leg number 2. All right, go ahead and kick that left leg straight, lift the chest, hinge from the hips, so slide that hand down the leg any amount comfortable. And on up we come. All right, this one's for the hip. Not recommended if you've had a hip replacement or a knee replacement. All right, so I'm going to cross my right ankle over the left knee. Again, I'm going to lift the chest. I'm going to gently lean forward till I feel a nice stretch in that hip back here. Okay, you should feel no pain in the knee. Okay, like I said, if you've had a knee or hip replacement, you probably want to let this one out, leave this one out. On up we come, side number 2. Left ankle over right knee. Lifting the chest, hinging from the hips, gently lean forward and actually you feel a nice stretch in that hip. All right, up we come. One more for the quadriceps. I'm going to scoot a little to the right on my chair. And I'm going to take this right foot. I'm going to pull it back a little bit. And again, I want to be on the front of the chair, so I got a little bit of room to lean back. I'm just going to start gently leaning back until I feel a nice stretch in these quadricep muscles on the front of the thigh. And on up we come. One more on the second side, scooting to the left of my chair, pulling that left foot back a little bit, and then just gently leaning back until I feel a nice stretch in that left quadricep. And on up we come. All right, well, that concludes our program for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you have any comments or questions or concerns, please let us know in the chat section there. So.
Thank you so much, Mark. And thank you to everybody who joined us this week. This weekly webinar is hosted by the Cognitive Empowerment Program. It's a research study partnership with Emory University and Georgia Tech. And our programming includes classes just like this every week. Classes that we know are good, not just for your body, but also for your brain. And if you want to kind of have a sample of some of the other work that we have, all of the classes are posted each week to our YouTube page. We also have all kinds of files in our weekly Google Drive that I'll post into the chat. So thank you guys so much for joining. And if you have any questions or you want to kind of have curiosities about how to join the Cognitive Empowerment Program, it's through the Emory clinics, and we'll post some more links there in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining this week. And thank you, Mark.
Okay, my pleasure. My pleasure. Glad to do it.